We've talked some about the meaning of the cards, but now I want to show you how they're used for fortune telling. I'm going to shuffle the deck, and then I'm going to lay them out in one of the most common patterns, the Celtic Cross. Normally we would be doing a reading for a specific person. In this case, I don't have someone to do a reading for, so I'm just going to talk about what the cards would mean in different positions. The first card is intended to represent the person who is asking the question, the querent. This card is laid in the center, upright or reversed, however it's drawn from the deck. And then another card is played across that. This card represents the problems that the person is facing. In this case, our first card was the Three of Swords, which you can tell is somewhat a bleak card to begin with, and then has been crossed with the Tower. And the Tower, as we mentioned before, is quite a difficult card. You can see that it's a bit of chaos, either upright or reversed. To the left of these cards, we place one that represents the past of the person in question. And to the right, we place a card that represents their future. Above, we place a card that represents the conscious goals of our querent. Below, we place one that represents their subconscious goals. You can see a lot of duality here, the self and the conflict, the before and the after, the conscious and the subconscious. After that, 4 cards are stacked from bottom to top on the right-hand side. The first one represents advice that should be given to the querent. The second one is about external influences, which could be positive or negative. Card number 9, second to last, represents the hopes and fears of the querent. This is one card where it's especially important to look at both the regular meaning and the reversed meaning. Finally, our last card, card number 10, is about the outcome that is likely to occur. This outcome card can also be read both reversed and upright. You can think of it as, if you take the advice, this will happen. If you don't take the advice, that will happen. This requires a lot of work between the fortune teller and the querent. You need to understand the meaning of the cards, but you also need to understand where that person is when they're asking the question. You can't just do a reading blank for someone. You need to know a little bit about them. So that's one of the most important things to know about all of this. You can't automatically generate this. Just because someone takes the advice that was prescribed for them doesn't mean that they are going to be free with their money or that they're going to be covetous of it. You need to understand where that person is in their life and what the appropriate advice to give is based on that card. You can't just read it straight and hope that it works. This is common across a lot of fortune-telling systems, including Ifa in the Yoruba tradition. You really need a connection with a human being. So this is the Celtic Cross. It's not the only spread that you'll see. People will arrange cards in different ways, especially with different decks, but it is the most common. And if you go to a fortune teller, you might see them use this spread.
Reading about the John Snow Club.
Learn more at predictionx.org, where you can stay up to date on all of our latest offerings and interviews.